Bhavya Malladi, Malala, every girl's hero. Malala, every girl's hero, Bhavya Malladi.
School, homework, books, education. To many of us children, these words are extremely common and oftentimes regarded with some distaste. We take our education for granted, and many times we openly discuss our hatred towards it. But did you know that in Pakistan, it's dangerous for a girl to go to school? Even until last year, Pakistani girls who had a passion for knowledge were threatened if they didn't stay at home and stay silently obedient. That is, until one extraordinary 15-year-old girl spoke out against this injustice. This girl couldn't stand to see her education taken away from her, and she did something about it. This girl is Malala, and she's the girl who stood up for education and was shot. But why am I telling you all of this? To so many of the people around us, schooling is just another part of our daily lives that we take for granted. I admit, sometimes even I've thought about how great it would be to not have to go to school. But so many children in other countries don't have this privilege, even though they're the ones with the constant curiosity for knowledge. I'm telling you the story of this extraordinary girl's fight for education because we all need to appreciate the education rights that we have and help Malala fight for the ones that others don't. It all started when Malala's rights to education were taken away. Her father, being a teacher and a founder of a school himself, Malala had an inborn curiosity for knowledge. She would always look forward to studying, and she was constantly at the top of her class. But as she got older, girls were being criticized more and more just for attending school, which she definitely did not like. Girls were not only not allowed to go to school, but the clothes they could wear and even the places they could go were being controlled. Malala often spoke out against these injustices that were being forced upon these girls, and eventually she became a main target of death threats from the political group that was controlling everyone's lives. But Malala never stopped fighting for the same right that boys had, to be able to go to school. On October 9th, 2012, Malala and her other friends were coming back home from school in a bus, just like any other day. But Malala noticed that the streets were completely empty, which was an unusual sign. Suddenly, a strange man stopped the bus and boarded it. He asked aggressively, "Who is Malala?" And no one replied. Malala and her friends tensed with terror and anxiety as he pulled out a gun and shot Malala in the head at point-blank range. Nobody expected her to survive. She was constantly moved from hospital to hospital, finally ending up in the UK, a place she had never even dreamed of. However, Malala made a miraculous recovery and is slowly becoming the Malala she once was. You would think that after this harrowing incident, Malala would choose to recuperate in the quiet of her home. But in reality, she has been campaigning for universal access to education ever since. She's the youngest person to be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, not to mention so many other awards she received for her passion and efforts. When I first watched a documentary about her, I was shocked. I thought, why would someone do this to a girl who just wanted to be free to learn? Why couldn't girls go to school? I realized that I was completely oblivious to such a gaping problem, and I felt terrible for it. I want to spread the story of Malala's hardships and the fact that even being shot in the head hasn't deterred her from her goal. But Malala's story is more than just that of education rights. Her story is about standing up for what you believe in and never giving up in reaching your goals. Malala is truly an inspiration to me, and she should be to you all too. So help Malala stand up for the education of girls everywhere. You can read her book, I Am Malala, and spread the story of her life to others. Or you can simply make a donation to the Malala Fund. Don't take your education for granted. Each one of us can help change the world and make it a better place with these simple acts. Because just like Malala herself said, one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world.
Great. Thank you.